All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Minds of Millennials. We got my boy Frederick here. Frederick.
What's happening?
And we got my girl Nee here.
What's up, you guys?
And of course, me, myself, and I, Kirsten. We changing it up real quick. We switching it up today. Nee, take over.
Okay, so since it's Black History Month, we are going to do a probing question. Who invented the air conditioning unit? So our answer choices we have are A, William S. Grant, B, Thurgood Marshall, C, Frederick M. Jones, or D, George Washington Carver. So stay tuned because we're going to let y'all know the answer after the intro.
Amazing made this.
Thank you guys for sticking around. If you guess C for Frederick M. Jones, then you guys are correct. Baby K, can you tell what we're gonna do today?
Today, we talking about Black History Month.
Even though it's the last day of the month.
Oh, yeah. We like that sometimes, but we have to give recognition to our ancestors, our people, for bringing us this far.
Right.
We were nothing without them.
Amen to that. Amen to
But
that.
why do y'all feel like we need to recognize those who paved the way?
Okay, so I'll go. I feel like it's important to recognize those who paved the way because they worked so hard to get us where we are today. Like,
Amen
there's
to
so
that,
many
sister.
things they have achieved in the past. They worked hard, sweat, blood, and tears to
Literally.
get us where we are today. But you know what? There's still more work that needs to be done.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. My reasons for wanting to recognize, but the thing about what you said, like they done so much for us to get here. Like they sacrificed, a lot. Lives have been, sacrificed for us to be where we're at today in 2021. So we gotta pay our respects to them, give them their dues because at the end of the day, if they wasn't what they did for us, we wouldn't be here today.
All right.
Exactly. Because if we don't give recognition, how are we going to ever move on to the future? It's that saying of if you don't know your past, you're going to repeat it. So I'd rather give recognition now and thank our ancestors to go through that stuff because I don't know about y'all, but I don't know, God put us in this time at the right time because, baby, have you ever sat back and be like, if I was living back then, baby, I probably would have been good and dead.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think you would make it back then?
No.
Like,
Well, I mean, I probably could because my mindset is I probably could, but a lot of people can't make it, man. There's no technology, it's no escape places,
It's crazy you said about the technology though, because like think about it, like nowadays, like it seems like we thrive off of like all of this, like
Gotta have Wi-Fi.
right.
If we don't have Wi-Fi, you got the Wi-Fi password?
Oh, yeah.
Wi-Fi password?
Right.
Anybody got the Wi-Fi password? Because we feel like if we're not connected to internet or something, we just can't live. And I mean, my papa, Harold Damer, he hates for us to have our head down in the phones and technology because we missing the world that's sitting in front of us. We could be learning or doing something else more important.
Well, thanks to technology, we have the news app, CNN or ABC News, or even with iPhones, they have an actual news app. So, it just, when old people see us, like, man, look, put your phone down, let me tell you, let me get some history, lesson. So,
and that's another thing, learning our history and having this piece of history, our grandparents. And if, some of us are still lucky enough to have our grandparents, aunts, uncles, great-grandparents. I mean, in my case, my great-grandmother is still alive. So while you have that time, us millennials.
You said your great-grandmother?
Yes.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Miss Ellie Damer, I love you. While you have that time to come and sit down and understand be like a sponge, and absorb as much as you can, because nobody lives forever. So you might as well get that information while you can, so you can pass it on. Because if you don't learn it from them, then it's just lost.
Right, exactly. Right.
And while I'm talking about Ellie Gamer, I want to lead on to the next, the civil rights. The civil rights activists have led such a huge march and a huge opportunity and a huge dream that they've seen for us to go into the future. And one of those ancestors would be my great-grandfather, Vernon F. Damer. He registered all the black people at his store so they had a chance to vote. And the Klan did not like that and had caught word that that's what he was doing. And while my family was sleeping, they tried to kill all of them off. They came and firebombed the house in the middle of the night. And with God's grace, my family made it out, but unfortunately, my great-grandfather took the brunt of the forces. My aunt, she got burnt real bad, but unfortunately, he made it out, but he took the brunt forces for the rest of his family. Let me tell you.
That's a real sacrifice,
Right.
Yes.
Real sacrifice.
It's a huge sacrifice.
Would y'all see yourself sacrificing yourself for us, our generation now?
Man. Your great grandfather's a legend in this city.
Legend.
That's you ever heard of Damon? That's a legendary name, man. A lot of people don't know your great grandfather, but he sacrificed so much for Mississippi.
Yeah.
But
So, moving on to the importance of Black history, why do you think it's important to let others know this is your history?
Man, it's lost. Like we talk about with school, a lot of school textbooks don't even talk about the inventors that, what black people have done. It's, cause everybody talk about, Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or Malcolm X or, Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
But nobody gives you a deep dive. Like one of my teachers, he's a white man. He told us, look, I'm not gonna tell y'all this textbook stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all some real stuff. He gave us real names that I would believe, as black kids in a black school, what you know about Black history?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing I love about Black history. It's like such a broad subject.
Right.
It's so many things that fall under it. You have, the civil rights leaders / activists. We have the singers, the politicians, the inventors. We have so much. It's so many things that we as black people have contributed to this world.
And the thing is, it's so hidden. It's like they try to hide that from us. But when we learn, dang, bro, we as black people are so smart. So we're like some bunch of geniuses, the hidden figures. Who knew that black women did that?
Right.
Mathematicians, artists. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. It's like this whole broad spectrum, and then we all come together.
Come together as one.
Yeah, it's like we all have these different talents and gifts, but we all can contribute to one thing, the bigger picture, and you just have gratefulness, and it just, you think back and just in that time, we're in a whole different time. I mean, we still have a long way to go.
Right.
But it's just from where they came, the promise, the outlook that they had, they could have gave up, but they didn't.
But they didn't. Right.
They didn't. They kept going because they knew a new day was gonna come.
And that's another thing too. When you said they keep going, that's another thing I love about being black and us as a black culture. We are so resilient. Everything that we're faced with, we keep going. We don't let it keep us down. We keep going.
We fight for what we want. We're so ambitious.
You're right.
If we set our mind to it, man, we can do anything. It showed from down the history. Those people put their mind to something. Look what they've done. So, us as a millennials, we have to do the same thing, man. If you got a great idea, bro, just use it.
Just use it. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
Yeah, like don't let nobody, don't sit back like, dang man, I got an idea, but I don't think no, bro. Just put your money in your mouth, here, man. If you believe in yourself, man, go for your idea because you never know, you might be the next billionaire. Who knows?
Right.
It all depends on, man, if you believe in yourself, and I encourage you to believe in yourself.
All right. We have so many black inventors that have created so many things in the past. Like, just look at them as motivation. Like, if they did it, I can do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
And that's another thing, like, I think a lot of people get put down, like, this person has already made the lawnmower. I have that same idea, but my idea is a little bit better, or it got a different outlook at it. They're like, the lawnmower's already made, I can't do that.
Right.
Put your 2 cents into it. There's something that they haven't done that you have done.
right.
You know, and
You
it
can
don't
add your
hurt.
little touch and be innovative. You know? So,
That's just like the our ancestors who created the light bulb, who created the traffic light. How many traffic lights we done had? How many?
right. It's traffic like everywhere you go.
Exactly.
But guess what? We still need them.
Yeah.
All right. So, speaking of that, it brings us to our next topic about recognizing our ancestors who made a difference.
All right.
So, as Fred said before about how we have different inventors and different people in our black culture, they created things and how they are popular, like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. So, we're going to discuss people. We all picked 2 people that aren't really talked about that invented things. So I'll start with mine. I had Paul Downing. He invented the mailbox, which was created in 1891, excuse me. And then Gary Morgan, the traffic light, was invented in 1923. So who your person, Fred?
First person I had Alexander Miles. He created the elevator doors, and that's in 1867. Then we have George T. Simpson, the clothes dryer, 1971. So yeah, a black man is the reason why we can wash or dry our clothes today. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought some black person did that?
So when you running late, pop them clothes in the dryer,
Exactly.
get them right, cause like we ain't got to use the iron anymore. You pop that thing in the dryer.
Elevator door, man. Like, the reason why we can go elevator now because a black man created it.
So you mean to tell me I don't have to take the stairs? I can take the elevator?
Yeah, all because of black.
All because of a black man.
You ain't got to be sweating going up flights of stairs. I can get my groceries, get on the elevator.
Right. And you at your destination.
Exactly. Carson, who you got?
Well, I got Miss Marie Brown. She was a nurse. Shout out to all you nurses, especially during this COVID thing. She worked full hours, and she said, while she had work, she didn't want her house broken into. So guess what she made?
What she did?
She made a surveillance system.
No.
Yeah, baby.
No,
she made
no.
sure her house was protected. 1969 made the peephole, so you trying to see who out that door, guess what? You can see him. She made the camera. Then she made the emergency system, like if something was really going on, you could press the button like, hey, come on, tell the police, come on.
Shut your mouth.
And then she made the camera. She made it all. What? She's like the basis of all the surveillance stuff.
Dang, bro, she didn't say so many lies. Like
And she was a nurse, baby. Baby. Smart. And then we got John Burr made the lawnmower. I don't know about y'all, but y'all seen them. I don't know if y'all can go and ask y'all parents how they had to go and do the lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that what is it? The automatic mower, but it was the roller.
Mm-hmm.
When you drive?
No, that's a ride mower.
Oh, you
So
talking
the
about
one,
push mower.
the push mower, but not the
Okay.
automatic push mower, like the one that actually like scissors.
Big?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he did that in 1899.
No, way ahead of the time. No, he's all that.
Look, he said, who finna get out there and do some
Scissors. We're gonna do some scissors.
Not I. Work smarter, not harder.
Okay.
Yes, man.
A word. That's a word.
But how can y'all say, from our ancestors coming from this long way, how can we have a different outlook on what's going to happen in our future? What can we do to change the outlook on what's to come? what can we provide to the next generation to help them to keep moving?
My answer is, I want to like, I already been told Amy, like, mama told my wife, like, look, my kids gonna know history, like, they have to, because it will inspire them to be something good. Like look at Barack Obama, look what he did.
Right.
He made a huge impact. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna really say this, but if it wasn't for Barack Obama, it won't be no Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, because he kind of paved the way.
He paved the way.
Because he was the first black president.
Made a change.
Yeah, he made a change. Then Kamala Harris, a VP, and we were like, who would have thought a woman? She black and she a woman, and she's the vice president.
The vice president of the United States of America.
Like that's crazy how the ancestors, what they did. Look at the results. We didn't have a black president, now a black VP and a woman.
Right.
So, like, our kids have to know this stuff, because this is powerful. This is inspiring. This can inspire a generation with black politicians. Like Marcia Martin. If anybody's seen Blackish, she was the first young executive producer, and she is like maybe 14, 15. I don't know really age, but look at that. Like, she's a producer at a young age. She's a millennial. Oh no, she probably Generation Z.
Yeah.
She's like way out there.
But it's still letting kids younger be like, look, mommy and daddy, I can do that too. There's no dumb idea. There's nothing. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I think that's like, since I'm a mother now, it's just like seeing that out of my eyes. I want to be able to teach my daughter that, to be like, baby, you are smart, instilling in that, in their mind, like, you are smart, you are beautifully made, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Don't you ever let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. You can do anything in this world. Everything is possible as long as you put God first. Baby, anything is possible, baby. You do it. And that's why I want to instill, all of us to instill in our generation and on. Nobody told us to, our parents raised us to be smart, be wise, think about stuff before you do it, But they encouraged us. I don't think our parents ever told us, no, you can't do that, you ain't smart. They all told us, you can do it, baby. And our ancestors proved that.
All right. Okay. So, to answer your question, how you said, how can we make a difference in the generation today regarding Black history? It made me think back to whenever I was younger and coming up in the church, and I'm active in the church now. Shout out to Miss Annette Smith. She always made sure whenever Black History Month, of course every day is Black History.
Yeah, that's
but every time February rolled around, she made sure that we had a Black History program, whether it was every Wednesday night or whether it was, one Sunday or one Wednesday out of the month. We're going to do something to honor Black history. So I thought that's something that, I could pass on down to the next generation, informing kids about Black history. Like, hey, this is important. And not just the big people like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. We learn about that kind of stuff in school, but they're only gonna tell us what they want us to know. So I feel like that's something that I could contribute to the generation today. Regarding Black history, just doing stuff like that. Since with me being active in the church, doing Black history program, right, and letting them know like the inventors, activists, leaders that aren't really talked about. So
some schools actually do Black history programs.
They do. I know the school that my mama teaches. My mama works at. They did something like last week, but
yeah, when I was at Hattiesburg High, we did one every February. Every February I was at Hattiesburg High. That's all they did. It's a Black history program. So it was celebrating Black people. Like I always said, like Hattiesburg High had it was a Black school, but they had like different stuff that a lot of people don't know about. Like we like orchestra, we performed. We did I can't think of the name. So we did some songs. Like I can't remember the name of the song. We did songs that remind me of Black history, like a train, something like with a train. They did like programs. So
So you went to a predominantly Black school,
right?
And I'm trying to think back to when I was in school, I went to a predominantly white school, but I just don't recall doing anything to acknowledge Black history. I don't.
I think like every time February is like where I went, I didn't go to school down here. I went
Colorado.
in Colorado, and then I lived in a whole nother country, so it's like weird when they do come to February, they talk about slave wives, and then, you know, when they get to that part, everybody turn around, you was a slave? And you looking at them crazy like, no,
Yeah.
but like, that's all they can relate back to us is slave wives, but we have contributed so much more than that, because
Right.
being that we were so much more. And that's what I want to the generations that's behind us to know. We were way more than slaves.
Right.
We were smart. We knew things. Even when the odds were against us, we still persevered. You know.
Right.
So when I say,
Yeah, they gotta like with Black history, they like my honesty, like they gotta put more stuff in the book besides Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. They had to really do a deep dive. I mean, you can't put everybody on there, but
Right.
put people that we never expect like to do it, doing like Nerf gun. It's a Black dude man.
yeah,
That's
But-
crazy.
that's why I said no idea is crazy. There's someone out there. There's someone there here with our skin tone that's smart enough to make a book just full of just all the Black inventors, all the Black politicians, the singers, the artists, everyone. To create a book to tell everyone, like fit it all in one book. I know that book is probably gonna be long, but just being able to have that book so that every child can have their hands on that book. Because just like y'all say, it's mainly, you know, even though these people contributed a lot, there's other people that contributed too, that was in the movement too, but their names aren't recognized on how they were supposed to. They sacrificed, they did right, they did good, but it's just like their name isn't as big as these other big names, you know? But we just want for all the millennials and all the future generations to know their history. I think that's the biggest part of it, is know your history.
Gotcha.
If your grandparents are still alive, go call them right now. Watch the rest of the video. But
But after your video,
call them. Go and sit with them. Get off your phones, put your technology down, and go and talk to them. Spend some time with them. I promise you, there's some stuff you think you know some stuff, baby. You think you done did some stuff. Go talk to your grandparents. Go talk to your grandparents. I guarantee, been there, done that. You're gonna be flabbergasted on some of the most stuff that they done. But leading off of that, we just want to take the time to dedicate to all those who have sacrificed for us, those who have took the time to put us in the position that we are in now. We want to dedicate this episode to all the Black lives that has been lost during police brutality and social injustice. If we could take this time and acknowledge, I wish we don't have enough time in the day to name every single member that has lost their life. Say their name. Remember their name.
It could be you. Never know. Those people had unfortunate that they got killed by police brutality. But man, I always remember those people, man. Remember that, as being Black, we gotta stick together at the end of the day. We gotta understand that we are, we can change the world if we ever put our mind to it. Like I always feel like if Black people ever just stop, targeting each other, stop dissing each other, start, it's still like start collaborating. It's like you see somebody, man, just cheer them up, like, oh, what's up, my brother, or something like that, because Black people don't do that. We don't celebrate each other. That's why people are
celebrate,
scared.
uplift each
Yeah.
other. Right.
Sometimes I look at it and I feel like we're like crabs in a bucket. We see one trying to get out and do better, and what's the first thing we do?
No, yo, you trying to be better?
Yeah. Or they move up and move out, and they feel like they goody two shoes. Just support.
Or this another thing I feel like black people don't do, and we're gonna have to help somebody. Is like, if you make it, man, take somebody with you.
Right.
Instead of leaving everybody behind, man, put your hand out and say, bro,
Exactly.
come on, man, I got you.
Exactly. Give some kind of guidance, and then too, I think what you're trying to say too. Don't forget where you come from, because
Yeah, absolutely.
you started from here.
Exactly.
When you get to the top, don't forget where you come from,
Exactly.
because you were once here before.
Right.
The least you could do is go back and try to help the person in your community, or help your community. Whether it's just word, wisdom to people, giving words of wisdom to people.
So show kids hope.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do, man. Show this younger generation that, man, it's hope in here. It's hope you can make it out. Like one teacher told, like I had an older teacher, she was like we don't have a lot of black role models, like teacher wise. And the reason why, nobody want to be a teacher, nobody want to be a counselor. When if you see somebody like me, I rarely saw a black counselor or a black teacher. It's all women. So I mean,
Respect.
like men sometimes have to do teaching or counseling, because everybody know a black coach, a black male coach, but what about teachers?
Mm-hmm.
What about counselors? That's like a finding Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was told, like there's not a lot of black, especially in Mississippi, there's not a lot of black
True,
counselors.
because I'm literally sitting here trying to think like from the grade fourth grade to 12th grade. I literally thought of like 2 teachers in mind. That's 2 black teachers, and they were women. I can't think of no other teacher that I had.
I mean, I
think I only have one black teacher, and she's a woman.
Yeah.
I went to black school. It's kind of different. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think. Maybe 1, 2. I didn't really have a lot of black male teachers. So yeah, it just seeing a black man do something besides being an athlete or artist or on TV all the time, that can change these young kids. Like, oh dang, he a teacher.
Yeah, it's very inspiring, and I can say that personally too. It inspires me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I just want touch off of what you said and what Frederick said. I just want to sit down and look at these babies' faces and like, look, baby, you don't have to bounce a ball, you don't have to throw a ball, you don't have to. I mean, some people it's for them.
They're gifted enough to make it.
Yes, but you don't have to do. You're smart. You're smart. You came from knowledge. You came from wise men. Use your brains. You have them. I know you have them. We all know you have them in them. But just really challenging these children to use what they have. Don't think necessarily that you have to go off into the military. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. Going off into the military or going to play professional ball or having to rap. There's more to you. Any little boy or little girl maybe watching this video, there is more to you. You are beautiful, beautifully made, and you are smart, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
All right, question. Have y'all had a black male doctor?
Black male doctor?
No.
See, it's hard to find that.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing the show, man. Encourage the youth, man. Don't go a different route. You don't have to, but man, I encourage you if you're good in basketball, football, or any sport, use that to get you somewhere else besides make it to the league. Use your athleticism to get you an education, free education. So I mean, that I would advise, like, use it for something else besides trying to make it to the league.
All right. Well, Kristen, what's our positive note for today?
Our positive note is one of my favorites Bible verse. One of my favorite.
Okay.
One of my favorite Bible scriptures, Matthew 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. Baby, you are light. God has made you for a reason. You have a purpose in you, baby. Know that you have this light. God is in you. He is in you. That's all I can describe. He is in you. And that means that light is in there. No darkness can run it out. Keep letting that light expand out to the world. No one can take that light away from you. Do not dim your light for nobody.
Preacher, I hear you. Preacher.
Do not dim your light. Do not let nobody tell you that they can turn your light off.
Speak.
You keep going, baby. You can do it. Keep pushing, and you can make it. We are here. We are cheering you on. I will be your personal cheerleader.
That's right.
Nee will be your personal cheerleader. Frederick here will be your personal
That's
cheerleader.
right. Got you.
We are here for you. We love you. And we will be seeing y'all on the next episode of Minds of Millennials.
Yes,
See
thank
y'all
you guys
next
for
time.
tuning
Thank
in.
you.